I transmigrated into a book as an extra, just a passerby in a villainous novel, after learning that the villainess in the story was destined to become a stepping stone on the path of the male and female leads, and then die. My inner saint awakened. I ignored the system's warnings and chose to save her. As long as her affection level for me reached 100, she could escape her villainous fate in the book, become a normal person, and live an ordinary life in this world. And I could also pocket the 5 million reward from the system to carefree return to my old world. So I became the one who always followed, and stuck right by Shen Xiaowei's side. Her work at the company was very busy, so I applied to be her personal assistant, to help lighten her burden. Because she frequently worked overtime, leading to back pain and sore shoulders, I spent my own money to fly to Thailand to learn the best massage techniques and martial arts in the whole country, just so when she felt unwell, I could massage her shoulders and rub her legs. She said at dawn that she wanted to eat wontons from outside. In a situation where no cab could be caught, I didn't mind braving the heavy rain, walking 10 kilometers just to buy them for her. But right when I had worked hard to accumulate the affection points up to 99, the male lead just forcefully kissed her right in front of me, and who would have thought that in that split second, her favorability plummeted straight to 0. The system helplessly asked me, "This is the 3rd time already. Do you still want to continue?" My heart had gone cold as ashes. I continuously shook my head no. Please take me home. I miss my mom. At the moment I fell down, Shen Xiaowei raised her head in disbelief, looking at me with a face full of panic. After that, she even completely discarded her national movie queen image, kneeling on the ground begging me not to leave her. 3 days ago, I accompanied Shen Xiaowei to attend her class reunion. During the party, the male lead Liu Ming lost a game of truth or dare, having to choose someone of the opposite sex on the spot to kiss. He chose my fiancée Shen Xiaowei right away. Shen Xiaowei's friends saw this, and one by one looked towards me. "It's just playing a game. Brother-in-law probably won't mind, right?" Shen Xiaowei put her hand on my shoulder, speaking up a step ahead of me. "Don't play disgusting tricks with me." This scene made her friends shiver, saying I was so lucky to be noticed by a big star like Shen Xiaowei. But they didn't know that at this moment my shoulder was being squeezed by Shen Xiaowei until it hurt intensely. When I cast a pleading gaze toward her, she was staring intently at Liu Ming, completely unaware. Liu Ming was the school heartthrob back then. Everyone was chiming in, telling him to quickly give a kiss. Tears welled up in the corners of Liu Ming's eyes, forcing a smile, but his peripheral vision was fixed on us. A girl who had failed to pursue Liu Ming back then grabbed his hand. "Shen Xiaowei is unwilling, that's fine. You still have me." The girl smiled like an infatuated person leaning directly close toward Liu Ming. Shen Xiaowei lowered her head, took a piece of mandarin orange she just peeled and stuffed it into her mouth. She even split a piece, wanting to feed it to me, but I discovered that the conquest value above her head was dropping. I knew her heart was aching, and she was just using me to distract her attention. Liu Ming held back his tears, and finally, when that girl was about to touch him, he abruptly pushed her away, shouting out loud, "I don't agree!" The piece of mandarin orange Shen Xiaowei originally intended to feed me froze by the corner of her lips, only to see Liu Ming say passionately, "There has only ever been one person in my heart all this time. I know she's about to get married, but today I still want to be brave for once." Saying that, Liu Ming strode over, pushed me away, cupped Shen Xiaowei's face and kissed her. Shen Xiaowei didn't resist at all. Even at the moment Liu Ming intended to pull away, she pulled him back into her arms. After the entire room went dead silent, cheers as loud as thunder erupted. Some people even picked up their phones to take photos. The system beside me shouted out loud, "Oh, villainous! Do you even remember you have a boyfriend?" Too bad that except for me, no one else could hear its voice. The warning sound in my head was still repeating piercingly. "Conquest value reset to 0. Conquest value reset to 0. The two of them passionately locked lips for a full 2 minutes, before finally separating. At this time, both were panting heavily, their eyes glued tightly to each other. The next second, right in front of everyone, Shen Xiaowei held Liu Ming's hand and walked out. The system dejectedly asked me, "The 3rd conquest mission has failed. Does the host want to continue?" I smiled bitterly and shook my head no. "I want to go home." From the corner of my eye, I saw Shen Xiaowei's footsteps pause for a split second, but in the end she still left without even turning her head. She abandoned me right in front of everyone. By the time I left the venue, Shen Xiaowei's car was already long gone. Since this place was isolated, I could only walk home. Car after car zoomed past me. Those who hated me even specifically stopped to mock me for being shameless. I've long been disgusted by this flattering attitude of yours. Just stay in your place as her assistant. Stop having delusional dreams. You only knew how to take advantage of the time Liu Ming wasn't paying attention to steal her, you absolute scumbag. Saying that they deliberately revved the engine to blow exhaust all over my face. I took a wet wipe to clean my face, casually wiping away the tears. I didn't intentionally steal anyone. When I transmigrated into this novel, Liu Ming had already abandoned Shen Xiaowei to go abroad and get engaged to the female lead Gu Hanmo. The system told me that as long as I could get Shen Xiaowei's favorability to 100, I could completely change her, doomed to die ending, and could also bring 5 million back home. But I have already tried to conquer her for the 3rd time now. The first conquest attempt, Shen Xiaowei was trapped in a fire caused by a mistake of the film crew. I risked my life to save her, but as soon as she woke up, she lost her memory and misunderstood that I was the culprit blasting me online. The second conquest attempt, she finally agreed to say she wanted to marry me. I dedicated all my effort to planning it for over half a year, but right on the wedding day, Liu Ming just calling her while sobbing, saying that his stomach ached, made her abandon me immediately, booking the earliest flight abroad to take care of him. These things I could originally blame on the conquest value only reaching 60. But this time, the conquest value had already reached 99, yet it still couldn't escape the fate of resetting to 0. The system comforted me. At least there are only 10 days left until you can go home. However, because this is an act defying heaven, before going home you will have to suffer a bit of backlash. I smiled bitterly. I have been tormented for this long already. Do you think I'm still afraid? The next day, because Shen Xiaowei had a filming schedule, I arrived at the scene very early. I was already prepared to go home, so I didn't want to cause trouble for anyone else either. However, Shen Xiaowei actually arrived late. I called for a whole hour, but no one picked up. The director didn't dare to get angry at Shen Xiaowei, so he could only vent his anger on me. You are her assistant. Didn't you know you should contact her in advance? I continuously bowed my head to apologize, opening WeChat to send one message after another, asking her when she could arrive. Instinctively, I was worried about her career. This movie was very important to her. If she could perform well, it would be enough to compete for the Movie Queen Award that she had yearned for throughout the past 4 years. Furthermore, the director was a renowned big shot in the industry. Offending him would definitely make life hard for her in the future. Right when I was anxious like an ant on a hot pan, the director walked over and told me that Shen Xiaowei had already asked him for leave, saying she had some urgent business today so she couldn't come. Shen Xiaowei had a good reputation in the industry, and her status was high, so he believed her right away. However, the losses of the film crew had already occurred. The director sent the expense sheet to the manager demanding compensation. After the manager found out about the matter, she blamed all the losses on me, instantly docking 3 months of my salary as a warning, and even posted this matter into Shen Xiaowei's company group chat to make an example of me to everyone. Shen Xiaowei didn't stand up to explain for me either. She just kept silent. At 2:30 in the afternoon, Liu Ming posted a status update on his moments. In the photo, the two of them were interlocking their 10 fingers. The caption read, "Felt bored, so I told the future movie queen Shen Xiaowei to lie, asking for leave to go out and play with me." Below it, someone quickly commented, "Now this is a perfect match. Truly a match made in heaven. Wishing you two together forever. Don't let that Gujian guy have a chance to fish in troubled waters again." This comment had been sent for less than 5 seconds, when someone disdainfully replied, "So what if he fishes in troubled waters? For 4 whole years he couldn't even capture Xiaowei's heart. Truly a useless loser." Shen Xiaowei ignored the mocking comments aimed at me, instead commenting below, "As long as you're happy, I'm willing to do anything." She casually went public with her pampering of Liu Ming, disregarding the humiliation that others directed at me. I couldn't help but send her a message questioning why she didn't notify me in advance about her asking for leave. "I am not just your assistant, but also your boyfriend. This time," Shen Xiaowei replied very quickly, "You're just an assistant. I don't necessarily have to tell you everything in advance." I smiled bitterly. What a line, just an assistant. For Liu Ming, someone who had never asked for leave like her suddenly took a 3-day break and now even wanted to draw a clear line with me. As expected in her heart, there is no one and nothing more important than Liu Ming. I didn't even bother to go back anymore. Any information related to her I didn't want to care about. I wanted to resign. The next day when I went to the company to find the manager, I accidentally bumped into Liu Ming. He frowned and rubbed his shoulder, just raising his head, intending to voice a complaint. But after seeing clearly that it was me, he swallowed his words back. After that, he was quick-handed and sharp-eyed, picking up the resignation letter that I dropped on the floor. Seeing it, he gasped in surprise. "Xiaowei just asked for leave to go out with me. Why are you making a big fuss about resigning?" With just one sentence, he thus labeled me as an unreasonably troublesome person. How embarrassing. Xian, because we played until late. We were a bit tired, so I told her to ask for leave to come along. I forgot to tell you for a moment. Don't worry, we won't be like this in the future. We will definitely let you know early. so as not to make things difficult for you. The post on Moments last night was a bit harsh. Don't mind it, honestly. I'm still very grateful to you for staying by Xiaowei's side all these years and taking such good care of her. Liu Ming flashed a bright, generous smile. I also smiled slightly, intending to pull my hand away, but was gripped tightly by him. Seeing this, my eyes instantly turned cold. After that, I used my strength, slapping him right across the face without hesitation. I didn't think too much. I just didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. On Liu Ming's face, a bright red handprint instantly appeared. He clutched his face, looking at me with an unbelieving expression. Right when he was about to hit back, Shen Xiaowei's shouting resounded from behind. "Liu Ming, what are you doing?" I indifferently watched Shen Xiaowei block in front of him. He pointed at his face. "Xiaowei, he hit me first. He said I was shameless, stealing someone else's girlfriend, and even slapped me. I was so angry that I was about to hit back, right when you saw it." Shen Xiaowei almost instinctively, readily believed Liu Ming's words. She reached out her hand to caress his face, her tone gentle. "I misunderstood you. Does it hurt?" She wiped the tears for Liu Ming, protecting him behind her back, and then looked coldly at me, demanding an apology. I gritted my teeth without saying a word. Shen Xiaowei snorted coldly. "The morally corrupt one is you. How do you still have the face to get angry?" The system couldn't stand it anymore, screaming at Shen Xiaowei from the side. "If you're blind, go get cured. On what basis do you believe whatever he says, while you don't believe what your own boyfriend says? Back then, Liu Ming abandoned you and went abroad to marry Gu Hanmo. Did you completely forget it? It was Jian who saved your life when you committed suicide. You once said that Jian was your only salvation in this world. Did you forget it all clean? Just wait and see when Jian actually leaves. You will definitely regret it." Shen Xiaowei sneered slightly. "In my heart, there is only Liu Ming. I don't give a damn about anyone else." As soon as this sentence was uttered, not only was I stunned, but even the system was stunned. Why does it seem like she could hear what I said? I didn't speak, letting out a sigh and then calmly saying, "Sorry." Liu Ming was slightly surprised. I didn't pay attention to the change in his expression, continuing to speak to Shen Xiaowei. "You're right. I am morally corrupt, naturally unworthy of being your assistant. Therefore, I am resigning." Shen Xiaowei's expression froze for a moment, and her smile gradually turned cold. "Are you serious?" I didn't answer, brushing past her. She was about to chase after me, but was held back by Liu Ming grabbing her arm. "Xiaowei, he's just faking it. How could he bear to actually leave you?" Hearing that Shen Xiaowei indeed stopped, I sneered, not bothering to care whether it was real or not. She would naturally understand in the future. After submitting the resignation letter, by the time I finished handing over the work completely, it was already evening. At this moment, my mood was absolutely perfect, because in just a few days I could go home and see my mother, whom I hadn't seen in a long time. She is probably the only woman in this world who loves me. Just as I stepped out of the company door, my heart suddenly throbbed with an intense pain. The system appeared and told me this was the backlash before going home. I squatted down on the side for a long time before it eased up. Suddenly, I remembered there was still a little cat at home. The cat was adopted by me when I first came to this world. During the time when Shen Xiaowei still didn't love me, it was my only comfort. Without it, I'm afraid I would have broken down long ago. Arriving home, I unlocked the door from memory, only to find the entire house had changed. The slippers left at the door had disappeared. Not only that, even the photo of the two of us on the TV stand and some succulents planted in the kitchen were thrown away. In their old positions, they were replaced by a photo of Shen Xiaowei and Liu Ming together, along with the rose plant that Liu Ming loves. Stunned, I rushed straight into the cat room. The belongings in the entire cat room had also been cleared out, turned into Liu Ming's gaming room. I rummaged through the entire house, from inside out, but couldn't find any sign of the cat. With a click, the front door was opened at this moment. Both of them were dazed upon seeing me. Furious, I ran up to question them. "Where is my cat?" Liu Ming smiled indifferently and said, "I'm allergic to cat hair, so I threw it out last night." I was shaking with anger, grabbing his collar tightly. "Where did you throw it?" Liu Ming was choked and coughed violently, tears welling up in his eyes. Shen Xiaowei tried to pry my hand away, but was slapped hard by me. "Why did you let him throw my cat away? Was it raised by you? Are you that desperate to bring this kid into the house? Shen Xiaowei, you are truly beyond saving." Hearing this, Shen Xiaowei pried my hand that was grabbing Liu Ming away, then raised her hand to wipe away the tear from the corner of my eye. I glared at her. "If anything happens to my cat, don't expect to live in peace either." Shen Xiaowei panicked a bit, comforting me in a deep voice. "Don't be angry. How about I take you to find the cat?" The cat was forcefully dragged into the car by Liu Ming. I looked at the camera screen, showing the cat's claws digging tightly into the ground, not wanting to go with Liu Ming, but Liu Ming still dragged it into the car without hesitation. I stared coldly at Liu Ming. "Lead the way!" I drove the car myself. Liu Ming sat in the passenger seat, directing the way the whole time, finally pointing to a slaughterhouse. The environment here was filthy, the foul odor wouldn't dissipate. Shen Xiaowei, holding back her nausea, followed beside me. I heard the sounds of dogs and cats coming from inside, mournful and aggrieved, as if waiting for their owners to come save them and take them home. My heart grew even more panicked, dreading that my cat had actually met with an accident. After getting the owner's permission, I rushed in to search. There weren't too many dogs and cats inside, but every single one looked very haggard. There were many cats crying out. I searched from dark until dawn, but still couldn't find it. The system sighed, comforting me. Who knows, maybe wait a few years. Wait for the cat to reincarnate. Not long after you return home, you can raise it well. I gritted my teeth. I don't want to wait until its next life. Finally, when I was almost driven to despair, the owner pointed to a corner and asked, "Is it that one over there?" I abruptly turned around, looking in the direction he pointed. The cat in the corner didn't move at all. I couldn't help but softly call its name. The cat didn't respond at all. I stepped forward to touch it, only to realize it had long stopped breathing. Immediately, I broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. If only I could have found it sooner. Then I could have saved it and brought it back. The more I thought, the louder I cried, almost fainting. With a heavy expression, Shen Xiaowei pulled me into her arms. "It's okay, we will have another cat. Later on, let's go adopt another one, all right?" Filled in. My nose was the scent of perfume emanating from Shen Xiaowei. I smelled that this was the iris fragrance that Liu Ming loves the most. My expression went numb as I pushed her away. "No need." Shen Xiaowei forced me to turn around, facing her. She questioned, Why have you become so cold and detached now? Do you really not have a single spark left for me anymore?" I smiled indifferently, only feeling that these words of hers were absolutely ridiculous. The owner suddenly spoke up. "Someone in your car keeps banging on the door. Seems like they're in a huge rush." Hearing this, Shen Xiaowei immediately lifted her feet and ran toward the car. At the moment she left, my heart throbbed with an intense pain again. Amid the shouts of the system, my eyes went completely black as I fell unconscious. Not knowing how long I slept, I opened my eyes, only to hear Shen Xiaowei's voice mixed with anger. "Heart failure? The doctor said you don't have much longer to live. Why didn't you tell me? Do you even consider me your girlfriend at all?" Shen Xiaowei sat to one side, the rims of her eyes completely red, her hand tightly clutching the diagnosis report. I smiled casually. "That's great, though. This way no one will stop you and Liu Ming from being together anymore." Shen Xiaowei's pupils trembled. "So you've already thought about leaving me all along, right? On what basis do you treat me like this?" I lowered my head. Maybe I really did love Shen Xiaowei once, but that's all in the past now. My gaze coldly swept across Shen Xiaowei's brow. "Just based on the fact that time and time again, you chose Liu Ming right in front of me. You are no longer worthy. I've long stopped liking you." Shen Xiaowei couldn't hold back her tears. I reached out my hand to wipe away her tears. "You should be happy. I am leaving soon. You can fly high and far with him now, can't you?" Shen Xiaowei screamed at me. "These past days I was putting on an act for you. Did you not notice at all? I deliberately said you were just my assistant. I deliberately forced you to apologize to him. Why don't you understand? The one I like from past to present has always been you. I know you have a system, and as long as my favorability for you reaches 100, you will leave this place. I didn't want to let you go, so I deliberately treated you coldly, just to lower the favorability like that, but I didn't expect that even if the favorability hasn't reached 100, you can still return home. Now this system is about to take you away, isn't it?" The system hovered beside me, not daring to speak up. We panted silently, looking at each other, until Liu Ming pushed the door open and walked in. "Xiaowei, the words you just said, are they all true?" Deliberately right in front of him, I pulled Shen Xiaowei close and gave her a kiss. "Everything he said is fake." Shen Xiaowei's eyes instantly lit up. When she tried to lean closer, she was pushed away by me. "Didn't you say you don't want me to go?" "Fine, then tell him to kneel down, kowtow a few times. Apologize to my little cat and then get the hell out." Shen Xiaowei lowered her head, not saying a word, looking at her silent state. I knew right away that she couldn't do it. Liu Ming's eyes instantly filled with tears. "That's right, you damn well know how much I like Xiaowei. 4 years ago I went abroad, just because I was throwing a tantrum at her, but you're quite something, aren't you? Taking advantage of this opportunity to butt in. They all scolded you for being shameless. It was me who shut their mouths for you. If it weren't for me, you would have been publicly shamed and scolded online long ago. Clearly you were already destined to let go. So why are you still clinging on to Xiaowei now and not letting go?" Talking while sobbing, Liu Ming actually knelt down. "Just consider it as me begging you, can you return Xiaowei to me?" Seeing this, Shen Xiaowei tried to help him up, but Liu Ming tilted his body to avoid her. His eyes stared intently at me. "If you are still unwilling to forgive me, then I won't stand up." The hospital room door wasn't closed. People passing back and forth outside all saw him kneeling on the ground, making me look exactly like the villain. Shen Xiaowei dropped to one knee on the ground, supporting Liu Ming. He already knelt down according to your demand. Are you still not satisfied? I lowered my eyes to look at him. Since you protect him so much, how about you kneel down too? Consider it as making amends on his behalf. Hearing this, Shen Xiaowei's gaze instantly became chillingly cold. I let out a sneer. Is this your so-called love for me? You're not even willing to kneel down. I don't need your affection. Get the hell out of my sight. Ever since Shen Xiaowei stepped into the entertainment industry, she has always lived being surrounded and supported by everyone. With the addition of me, she was later even more pampered and spoiled by me. When had she ever had to experience a feeling like this? She was unwilling to lower her head, her face turning intensely red from holding back, but wanting to have everything. How could such a thing be possible? Looking at this aggrieved appearance of Liu Ming, yet not daring to leave Shen Xiaowei, made me feel so satisfied. Enough! Shen Xiaowei suddenly bellowed. In the end, she still couldn't bear to let Liu Ming suffer. She helped him up. Let's just drop this matter. It's just a cat anyway. Later on, I'll find one exactly like it to compensate you. Liu Ming just had a headache and wasn't feeling well. He can't kowtow to you. I reached out, pulled her close, and slapped her across the face. Shen Xiaowei, you're worse than a beast. Shen Xiaowei's face grew colder and colder, and she also became increasingly impatient, turning around, grabbing Liu Ming's hand and leaving. For the next few days, whether Shen Xiaowei went to film with the movie crew or went to attend events, she brought Liu Ming along by her side. In no time, the number of fans shipping them online grew bigger and stronger. Oh my God, turns out Liu Ming left the industry just to be with Shen Xiaowei. They look so sweet together. The ship has finally sailed for real. Can Liu Ming really not make a comeback? I want to watch their idol drama so much. Shen Xiaowei then rode on this public opinion, arranging schedules for Liu Ming. Suddenly, the hype for this couple skyrocketed endlessly, even announcing multiple joint product endorsement contracts. Only late at night would Shen Xiaowei come to the hospital to visit me. She always asked me why. Do you not look unhappy at all? I didn't give any response whatsoever. Meeting Liu Ming again was when he took on a live-streamed reality show to prepare for his comeback. One of the main settings was carrying out a mission at the hospital where I was recuperating. Before the live stream, he and Shen Xiaowei even held a gift bag in their hands. Jian, long time no see. This is a gift Xiaowei and I specifically bought to visit you. Hope you don't mind. When everyone cast their eyes over and discovered me, everyone's expression was very strange. Even though Shen Xiaowei and I always dated in secret, occasionally there were still rumors in the industry about me and Shen Xiaowei dating, leaking out, but they were all unilaterally dismissed by her fans. The live stream lens quickly aimed straight at us. I didn't accept his fruit. Forget it, currently it's not suitable for me to eat fruit. Mr. Liu, before giving things to a patient, didn't you do any research at all? Liu Ming froze for a moment, then recovered his smile. My bad then, have you eaten yet? Let me tell Xiaowei to buy a portion for you. Shen Xiaowei stared intently at me, her eyes completely filled with longing, and then spoke in a tone that brooked no refusal. I'll go buy it. Taking advantage of her going out to buy lunch. The tears in Liu Ming's eyes instantly retracted, his expression full of provocation. Tell me, how are you even a better actor than I am? You even thought up the heart failure, about to die trick to attract Xiaowei's attention. Even I almost couldn't beat you. But a third wheel will always be a third wheel. Xiaowei will never ever love you. I advise you to scram as soon as you recover, or else watch out, because I'll make it impossible for you to survive in this industry. I couldn't help but marvel. His leaving the industry 4 years ago was truly a pity. Just based on this face-changing speed of his, it's enough to compete for the Best Actor award, right? I raised my hand and slapped him across the face, grabbing his hair to pull him down, bringing him close to my ear to warn him in a deep voice. Do I need to remind you how you managed to return to the country? Why don't you guess where Gu Hanmo is right now? Do you want to meet your virtuous wife again? Liu Ming let out a cry of pain, and after that he panicked with fear, only able to put up a tough front. It's just a threat. Do you think I'd be afraid of you? I smiled softly. Then you just wait and see. I have prepared a good show for you. Saying that, I looked toward the door of the hospital room. Outside the door of the hospital room, a slender woman slowly appeared. The woman's eyes were filled with coldness, and her voice was even more icy. Liu Ming, you certainly made me look hard for you. This voice Liu Ming was even more familiar with than I was. His entire body trembled. Seeing this, I only felt it was hilarious. What's wrong? You don't even recognize your own wife's voice. Gu Hanmo was considered a big director in the industry. No one wanted to miss this massive scoop. In a flash, the news of her returning to the country went straight to the hot search. At the same time, the news that the two were married also spread along with it. Liu Ming still didn't dare to turn his head back. He grabbed my hand and wouldn't let go. Who on earth are you? How exactly did you find out? I smiled without directly answering, "Are you happy?" I already said as long as Xiao Mao dies, I won't let it slide, and I really won't let you off. Actually, my knowing Gu Hanmo was also a coincidence. Having failed the 3 conquest attempts of Shen Xiaowei in the book, there were many things I had almost completely forgotten. Until 2 days ago, a stranger through someone else's contact information messaged me and went straight to the point asking me if I had seen Liu Ming. The system beside me reminded me that this person was the female lead of the book Gu Hanmo. Gu Hanmo told me that Liu Ming was not only her husband, but also a fugitive who ran away after committing a crime. Only at this moment did I know that Liu Ming had married Gu Hanmo long ago. This time returning to cling to Shen Xiaowei was just hoping she could help him out. I turned Liu Ming around to face Gu Hanmo. "Go on, go and reunite with your actual wife over there." In the entire room, not a single person spoke. Gu Hanmo directly strode over wanting to take Liu Ming away, but happened to be stopped by Shen Xiaowei, who was back from buying food. "What do you think you're doing?" Gu Hanmo swept her eyes over him a few times from top to bottom, suddenly speaking sarcastically. "Haven't seen you for so many years, and you still love being Liu Ming's simp, huh?" Shen Xiaowei's face darkened as she shot back. "This is a public area. You have no right to take him away." Liu Ming tightly held onto Shen Xiaowei's hand and wouldn't let go. "Save me, Xiaowei." Gu Hanmo didn't even bother to waste time with them, directly opening a video clip in her hand. In the frame, a few people were gathered around discussing happily, and one of them was exactly Liu Ming. This was a corner spot in a bar. The floor and the table were full of empty bottles. Liu Ming drank until his face was intensely red, shouting out loud, "Open!" The dice cup opened up, but it wasn't the dice number he wanted. The dealer smiled and held out his hand toward him, telling him to give the money. Gu Hanmo added a voiceover explanation from outside the screen. At this time, Liu Ming had already lost 3 million from gambling, and no longer had a single dime left. Liu Ming no longer had the gentle male god appearance from before, but was smoking with a gaze full of helplessness. "What are you in such a rush for? I already said my wife will give it to you. She is a famous director, a rich heiress. Is it possible that she can't afford to pay you back?" But the gambling debt collectors were not the easy-to-talk-to type. Seeing that he refused to give the money for the longest time, the casino boss leaned his body forward and asked, "Ha ha ha! Are you sure you're not giving it right now?" His lackeys immediately reacted, staring intently at Liu Ming, just waiting for a single word of command. The casino boss first took out a photo from his hand. It was a photo of Liu Ming booking a room with another woman. "If you can't produce it today, I can't guarantee this photo won't be seen by your wife." Liu Ming's face instantly turned pale. He instinctively reached out his hand to snatch it. "I already said my wife has money. Just go find her and take it." No one believed his words. After that, Liu Ming was pinned down on the table by the casino boss's friends. "No money and you still dare to play with us? Chop off one of his hands." Liu Ming was pinned on the table, constantly struggling and screaming. Amid the panic, not knowing whose waistband he pulled a knife out from, he steeled his resolve and stabbed straight into someone's heart. Blood splatters covered half of his face. Taking advantage of when everyone was still dazed, he immediately pushed the crowd away and fled into the night. This video clip was posted in its entirety on social media. The live stream was requested to stop urgently. Liu Ming's face was deathly pale. Grabbing Shen Xiaowei's hand, he cried and shrieked, "It's not like that! This isn't me. This isn't the truth. They and I were originally friends. It was because I got drunk and wasn't careful that it turned out like this. You believe me, you must believe me." Shen Xiaowei decisively pushed him away. He was caught by Gu Hanmo in a messy struggle, dragged and pulled away from the scene. Originally, this was Liu Ming's first comeback live stream, but now it became an arrest scene. This public backlash lasted throughout the entire night. Quite a few people exposed the tea about Liu Ming previously acting like a diva with the movie crew. Videos of him slapping staff members. One by one, people stood up to criticize him, saying his character was corrupt. Before going home, being able to see a good thing like this is truly satisfying. Liu Ming was urgently taken abroad by Gu Hanmo. Facing him would be the misery of prison. If nothing unexpected happens for the rest of his life, he will have to spend his remaining days in jail. The time limit for me to return home had only 1 day left. Lately, even if Shen Xiaowei wanted to find me, there was no way she could. Liu Ming's behavior had also implicated her. Many endorsements canceled their partnerships. Many breach of contract. Fees were waiting for her. After she got canceled in the industry, former enemies took turns jumping out to trample on her. Some said she cheated. Others said her tax situation had issues. She had taken all the money earned over the years to compensate each and every amount, and now nothing was left. 2 hours before going home, I suppressed my painful illness and requested to be discharged. Alone, I took a car to the seaside to sit in a daze. I really like the seaside. The first time I tried to conquer Shen Xiaowei, I was right here. At that time, I saw Shen Xiaowei slowly walking toward the edge of the sea all by herself. At that time, just like now, it was already very late. There was only me around. Intuition told me that she wanted to commit suicide. Before the system even had time to notify the information about this world to me, I had already rushed over, saving the person and pulling her up. Shen Xiaowei choked on the seawater, her face flushed red, her big eyes looking so pitiful. Only later did I know that this beautiful woman was actually Shen Xiaowei, the female lead in the book that I needed to conquer. In my daze, I noticed another person beside me. It was Shen Xiaowei. In just one day, she had grown a lot more haggard. "Can I sit here?" she asked timidly. I generously nodded in agreement. "Sit down." Not knowing how long had passed, she suddenly spoke up, "Sorry." I was a bit surprised, not expecting these two words could actually come out from her mouth. But I couldn't say the phrase, "It's fine." After all, she had truly acted way too heartlessly. Seeing that I didn't say a word, Shen Xiaowei continued to speak. "Last night I had a dream. I dreamed that you had actually tried to conquer me twice. Now it is already the third time. In that dream, the first time was right here. I was saved by you." Saying this, she suddenly laughed, her eyes looking toward me full of anticipation. "Tell me, is this God giving me a chance to make it up to you?" I also smiled. "Then you definitely haven't finished dreaming. What happened the previous two times?" Shen Xiaowei was stunned, nodding her head a bit awkwardly. I continued to speak. "This is already the third time you chose Liu Ming instead of choosing me." Shen Xiaowei immediately retorted, "How could that be? Clearly the one I love most is you." Too lazy to argue, I cut in, "How much longer until you return?" The system answered on my behalf, 1.5 hours left. Seeing Shen Xiaowei stand up abruptly, striding and running toward the distance. Half an hour later, before my eyes burst after burst suddenly erupted of giant fireworks, Shen Xiaowei shouted hoarsely, "Guqian, I love you." She had bought a lot of fireworks, running very frantically, lighting them up one by one. With only one final minute left, she ran over panting, asking, "When you return home, will you still remember me?" I shook my head, "Probably not. This fireworks display is very beautiful, but even this fireworks display I don't want to remember." The corners of Shen Xiaowei's mouth gradually drooped. Under the countdown of the system, my body began to become translucent bit by bit. At the 10th second, Shen Xiaowei disregarded everything to pull me into a hug, tears dropping single by single onto my shoulder, constantly saying sorry in her mouth. At the 9th second, she admitted her past mistakes. At the 8th second, she said, "I don't beg for your forgiveness, just begging you not to forget me." At the 7th second, "Gu Jian, the only right thing I've ever done was loving you." At the 6th second, "I love you, Z." And for the 5 seconds after that, no matter how hard she tried to exert force, I kept fading away in her arms. Crying, she repeated the words from just now once again. Before disappearing completely, I calmly spoke up, "Shen Xia. I hate you, so I will only completely forget you. Goodbye." Having finished speaking, I sank into a void, taken back to my own world by the system. Guqian had truly disappeared from her arms. Shen Xiaowei watched me, in her arms, turn into shattered pieces of starlight, and then disappear without a trace while she could only maintain the same posture of hugging someone, crying until her voice went hoarse. She had never thought losing someone would be this painful. If she could have known today's ending in advance, then she definitely wouldn't have thrown a princess tantrum, deliberately ticking me off. Shen Xiaowei stood up, slowly walking toward the direction of her house. Suddenly behind her, a few sounds echoed. Right after that was the sound of hurried footsteps. Shen Xiaowei realized something was abnormal, then desperately ran forward, until she was cornered into a blind alley. The newcomer had vicious eyes, holding a knife in hand. Shen Xiaowei couldn't dodge in time, and asked, "Who on earth are you guys?" They wore masks, only letting out a cold laugh. "You don't need to know." After returning home, I slept all the way until noon. Opening the door, I saw my long unseen mother, who was calling me to hurry over and eat. The system hadn't left yet. It told me after I left, Shen Xiaowei was murdered by someone on her way home, dying a tragic death, still calling my name when she died. I let out a sigh, only feeling that for such a young person to pass away like that, it was a pity. The system couldn't help but ask, "Do you still remember who she is?" I blinked my eyes, only feeling a wave of blankness. I don't remember clearly anymore. But someone who could be forgotten, then she definitely wasn't any good person, right? The system breathed a sigh of relief, not replying at all. After transferring a sum of money into my account, it never appeared again.